Hello and welcome to episode 2 of GTNH. So, as you've seen from the time lapse at the beginning, I've started building myself a food farm, as well as dug out this area down here which will become our base. Also, I did go exploring and craft the coke oven, as well as get some tinker's tools, but footage kind of got a bit corrupted. So here's our coke oven, and here's our tinker's tools. So now it's time to start gathering some ores. Now, ore generation in GregTech works a bit different to vanilla ore gen. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to find ores. Start pressing F9 until you see it says GT ore veins. Now, these blue poles here in the middle indicate the center of the ore chunk. So, this one I've already discovered while mining, and on journey map, if you press this button here, you're able to see all your ore veins on the map. So this is a tin vein that's below me, and to complete the quest we need to start gathering some iron and copper. Iron is the most important right now. It's going to let us get some better tools, as well as start crafting our water tank, which will allow us to push into the steam age. So, let's start by finding an iron vein using GT's ore generation. So this we know is a tin vein, we don't need to discover this further. Now we want to continue going straight or left or in whichever direction you choose until you find the next blue pole, which happens to be in this guy's house. Okay, things are getting a bit glitchy. I want the door. Doors are expensive. Then, as simple as starting to dig down, and just keep digging until you hit the ore, which there we go. Now that I'm looking at this, I think the ore vein system is a bit broken, because this is not a tin vein. Well, it is a tin vein, but it's got asbestos. I am playing on beta, so this is not a bug with the stable version. I'm pretty sure it's fixed there. So for now, I'm just gonna mark the actual ore vein with like its unique ore. But once they fix this bug, or if you're in the stable version, you'll be able to just see it. So now once you know what vein it is and you've got your marker, it's not the vein you want, you can fill it up and continue on your way. So I'm going to continue exploring the veins until we find our iron vein. So here I found myself a brown or a limonite vein. This is the iron vein that we've been looking for. But in case you can't find a brown limonite vein, there's more than one way to get iron. So I found a magnetite vein here. Magnetite can also be used smelted into iron, but what mixed in with the magnetite vein is also gold and vanadium magnetite, so you get a lot less iron from magnetite veins. Limonite veins are mostly iron. There is a bit of malachite, which gives you some copper, but these veins are mostly iron. Another option are basaltic mineral sand vein. That can also be smelted into iron, the basaltic mineral sand. Also, these textures here and these items are from GT 2.7. If you're in 2.6 or below, you will get the ore as a whole, but that you can also just smelt into iron, just like the raw ore. So now that I've found my iron vein, it's time to start gathering maybe 2 to 4 stacks of iron, I did initially smelt some of the iron I got, so I can keep repairing my pickaxe, but guess let's start mining. So after about 4 hours of searching for veins, I finally found a lapis vein right here. So I've mined some of it out and it's now smelting up. You may be wondering, why do we need lapis? One of the first reasons is the lapis vein gives you calcite, which we will eventually need for the brick blast furnace, which lets us into LV. But the current use for lapis is to add it to our pickaxe. So lapis adds a luck to your pickaxe, which basically gives it fortune. And in 2.7, ores are now affected by fortune. So I'm just gonna add some lapis. There's still some more smelting up. But now whatever ores we mine will give us more ores than normal. Now with this extra fortune, I'm gonna go continue mining for coal, copper, and iron, as well as some tin. And then we should be able to push towards the steam age. So that's enough time lapsing for one day. Let's get into some real progress. So I've managed to gather everything we need for the smeltery, so we're gonna build it here and start making some proper tools. Combined with the resources from the quest and the smeltery from the village, I managed to get a decent amount of smeltery building blocks, which means we can make not bad smeltery. So I'm just building our smeltery quickly, and then we're gonna use it to get ourselves some better tools. There. Thanks to all the blocks we can run. I got this lava from a lava pool next to our iron vein. And while this smeltery is busy, let me just add the stuff to smelt. These two will make me some aluminium brass for the casts. And then I'm going to use another 4 ingots for copper to make the tool. Of bronze, sorry. So I'm just going to let that cook up in the smeltery. While that does its thing, off camera I looted some Loot Games dungeons, and check out the haul. I managed to complete a tier 4 minesweeper, so we've got an enchantment table. Also got a lot of molds which are going to come in useful later. We've got a diamond chest, it's going to make crafting easier once we move down to the base. I plan to do that quite soon. Got some saplings, we got an LV robot arm. And also I got the Stormaturge robes, so I've now got better armor. Also I got attacked by some mobs, got some boots. And I also had to expand our food farm slowly. I added a lot of cotton because in order to move lava around, you need to use these special gloves. And these require cotton to make and some leather. It's not too bad. And that lets you move the lava around. So now let's just wait up for the smeltery, and while this is busy, I should tell you what tools we're exactly making. So I'm going for a mattock and a pickaxe, and we're going to be making the heads and 2 rods out of bronze and the bindings out of paper. Now I actually don't think a mattock takes a binding. No, it doesn't. Okay, but for our pickaxe, we're gonna make a paper binding. That's gonna allow us to get an extra modifier, so we can add our lapis or redstone. I actually need to add some more lapis or redstone onto this. I have the modifier slots. So let's just sleep quickly. Our smeltery should be done, and we should be able to start casting. Here's our aluminium brass, there's our bronze. So let's make up some patterns quickly. Pickaxe head. I'm using stone as it can't be used into toolpaths, but once you cast it, you are able to get the actual part from the smeltery. So there's our heads. Let's put it in here. Pour some aluminium brass on it. Shovel head. Axe head. pickaxe head. I forgot tool rod. Just make this quickly. Tool rod. And we've got our 4 casts. So now let's actually make our tools. So let's select bronze. Let's make 2 tool rods to start with. That's 1. And that's 2. Let's make our pickaxe head. Our axe head. I feel like this smeltery is a lot faster than it used to be. I'm not complaining about it though. It's really nice. There we go. We got the quest. Making better tools. Now let's actually upgrade our tools. First gotta make sure our pickaxe is at full durability. Let's change the head and the binding. Alright, there we go. And now let's make our mattock. Axe, shovel, tool rod, bronze mattock. Also, I forgot to just change the tool rod here. Let's quickly do that. Got a full bronze pickaxe and a full bronze mattock, which means these old flint tools are retired. We may never use them again. It does mean we have to keep some bronze on us as we go mining and exploring to repair our tools, but it's not too much of a problem. So now, armed with our better tools, let's start crafting up some of the GregTech tools that we'll need to continue. Okay, so I've been taking a look at the quest book, and our current sword is not doing too good. And it hasn't been that good fighting things with this. I've been attacked by many mobs. So I think it's about time we upgrade this. So I'm gonna make a full bronze sword. We just need some paper. Shouldn't be too hard to get now. And I can show you another block that I found in the loot game dungeons. So we need... yeah, okay, that should be enough wood pulp for the paper. So in one of the dungeons I found this work table. It's so useful for crafting all these things that take water. So it basically saves a recipe and you can just shift click it out and it crafts it. And it's also got an inventory that you can put your stuff inside. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of crafting with water. This was all once solid water, and they've all been converted into smeltery bricks and coke oven bricks. And yeah, it's just been a pain. Now we finally got our paper. Here we go, for paper. Let's make our blank pattern. And let's make ourselves a sword. So you can use a broadsword or a rapier. I usually prefer the broadsword. It's closest to a regular sword, and eventually we do replace our sword with a crossbow. So for now a broadsword is more than enough. So let's make a saw blade, and let's cast it in aluminium brass, and I'm pretty sure this takes 1 material, 1 bronze. There we go. Let's put that to smelt. So speaking of the coke ovens, I've been letting them run with all the coal that I've mined. So we've got a lot of creosote. It's going to make it easier to smelt things. Even these iron furnaces, I got these from a loot games dungeon too. These have made smelting things a lot easier. I've still got a lot of ore to process, but we're getting closer. We've got a decent chunk of resources. Let's just check our bronze. Our bronze is still smelting. So while that smelts, let's craft up our GregTech tools. So there's a couple of tools we're going to need. Some of them I've already crafted, like the hammer. I need to craft the wrench, the screwdriver. I've got a saw, so it's actually only those two. These are fairly simple to craft. It's just the amount of these that you end up using, you need to craft them. You usually end up crafting like 5 or 6 of them. This is actually my second, it's like my fourth soft mallet, also my fourth mortar. I've been using my soft mallet a lot for smoothies. Let me hammer that. We've got ourselves an iron wrench, and an iron screwdriver is fairly simple. To make rods early game, you do just put your iron ingots with your file right here, 2 iron rods, and with the saw we finally get 4 planks per log, which makes things a lot easier, makes things a lot cheaper, easier, and that should be our screwdriver. There we go, we've got all our tools, we've got better Tinker's tools. Well, let's check. We should have our sword ready. So, because I had some of those tools pre-crafted, I have actually made a few of the things. Firstly, the crafting station. Actually, let me pick this up so I can grab the quest reward. There we go. And the ore finder one is actually very useful. Let me just sleep quickly. I can explain. So you basically put an item in here. So I put a copper ingot, and then whenever you walk over a copper vein, it automatically highlights the vein and it starts playing a fairly annoying sound to let you know you found your vein. This is actually the reason why I found the lapis vein. I managed to get a lapis small ore. I just put it in there, and it found the lapis vein under this desert temple thing here. Okay, we've got our sword blade. Let's finally craft a better... I forgot you needed that. Alright, so now that I have the pattern for the wide guard, I'm gonna actually use some thorium to make the wide guard. Paper can't be used to make a wide guard, and thorium also gives an extra modifier, so we're going to use that. And let's finally make our sword. We've got our blade, we've got our wide guard, and our tool rod is right here. So, back there. There we go. Bronze broadsword. This will do much better than our flint sword while mobs are fighting us. I will eventually add some modifiers on here, but that's actually a much better weapon in this. And those are all our flint tools retired. We've officially moving on from the Stone Age. Next episode, we're going to check out the Steam Age and continue pushing forward. There is, let me just claim that quest quickly, and steam boiler, pretty cheap. And then we continue on into the Steam Age, where our goal is to get some steel, or get the infrastructure to make the steel, and thereafter move towards low voltage. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.